Welcome to my parlor. Welcome, traveler, to the Hidden Corner Finds. I am Joanne, and this is my humble store. Pull up a chair, stay a while, make yourself at home. What? Oh, you want to know what I'm selling? Everything and anything. In short, I have a passion for. Why did it just bleep me? All I said was, I have a passion for picking, I said. Yeesh. You can't say anything on YouTube these days without this censorship. Anyways, as I was saying, I have a passion for picking. For me, there is nothing more satisfying than finding a unique and forgotten item and uniting it with someone who will really appreciate it for years to come. Whether it's a soapstone carving, an old book, or simply a mug to make you laugh, I try and find something for everyone. My goal is to make you a confident buyer. Older items often have a lifetime of stories to tell. I strive to describe the good as well as the bumps and bruises they've experienced along the way. It's important that the pictures reflect what you will receive. To that end, I always encourage questions and will do my best to respond as quick as possible. Appreciate you stopping by the store. If you can't find what you're looking for, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm always looking for new ideas and will keep an eye out for your item in my travels.
Honey, what the happened to my action figure collection?
Whoops, gotta go. Bye.
And welcome back to Toy Thursday with Johnny Tiger on June 20, 2024. This is promising to be a very special episode. We are going to be looking at a rather special action figure, and we are going to try a new technique in doing this Toy Thursday video. You see, previously, up until now, I have no idea how to join video, how to splice things together. But this last weekend, while trying to figure out how to film my Night Strike Self-Defense workshop, I kind of had a bit of a breakthrough and learned how to join video. It's still a little bit clunky, but we are going to give it a try today in splicing in some photos and voiceovers and see if we can make this whole process a little bit more smooth. Now, in front of the screen, we are looking at the box, an open box of uh, the counterpart of the figure we are going to be looking at today. Just recently, Four Horsemen Studio released a pair of figures under the Figura Obscura line, and it's called the Gods of Ancient Egypt. Now, I was totally ready to pass it by. Um, I mean, Egyptian mythology and all that stuff is cool, but I have always been more into Roman, Greco, Chinese, Asian deities. Um, Ancient Egyptian deities just haven't been much of my focus. Part of it, I guess, is because there hasn't been a lot of action figures made uh, of them. So I was going to pass it on because these four horsemen figures are expensive, and this set especially, you can't even buy them individually. You have to buy them in pairs, which means it's $120 for the two of them. Which incidentally, if after looking at today's review, you are wanting a pair of these for yourself, or just want one, I believe our sponsor, Hidden Corner Finds, have them listed individually on their store, so you can find it using the link provided on this video and in the video description. Uh, I was going to just skip on them because they're expensive and they're not really my thing until I realized that they were making Bastet, the cat goddess. Now, you guys know I'm a cat person. So when they are making a cat goddess, there's just no way for me to pass that up. So I uh, bit the bullet and ordered these gods of ancient Egypt. Now, today we are going to look at Anubis, the lord of the dead, guardian of the underworld. Uh, and maybe next week we'll look at the cat goddess, Bastet, if I can wait till next week to open her up and review her. But today we are going to look at her counterpart, Anubis. Now, Anubis has often been portrayed in especially animes and mangas as an evil god or evil spirit, and it's quite often thought of as Lord of the Dead. But honestly, when we look at his biography, you'll realize that he's not an evil god. He's, if anything, more like one of the good guys. Uh, so, anyway, without further ado, let's cut to looking at the entire artwork on the package of Anubis as we adjourn to my review table. So in this sequence, we have the packaging art. From what my understanding is, there's a lot of very impressive artwork. Too bad I can't see them myself, so I can't tell you much about them. All I can say is the box is very heavy, impressively large, and has the magnetic cover, like almost like a really high-end kind of book cover. And inside the cover, there's a art of a Egyptian temple, and then inside the box itself, there's a backdrop of an Egyptian pyramid with a light shining on it. That's what the AI tells me. I hope you guys enjoy these photos because, yeah, I can't. Now, as I was mentioning, Anubis is not what some people think of him as. Some people think he's like Satan or Hades. But no, if anything, Anubis is more like the door guard for Hades. So he's the guy who lead the dead people uh, to the underworld. And when you get there, what Anubis does is he will judge to see if you're worthy to enter the underworld. He will uh, put your heart on one side of a golden scale, and on the other scale, he'll put a feather, and that feather symbolizes truth. Now, if your heart is heavier than that feather and the heart goes down, that means you have done more evil than good in your lifetime. And in that case, you're not even allowed into the underworld. You'll get devoured by a horrific being who eats spirit. Only if your heart is lighter than the feather, then you are allowed into the underworld and you can enjoy all the perks that come with afterlife. So, see, Anubis is more like a judge and guardian and guide when people die. Now, the reason that he is often associated with being like the Lord of the Dead or something like that is because he is often depicted on burial monuments and doors and stuff like that because he is also the god of mummification. He is the god who teach who taught people and overwatch the process of mummifying corpses to make sure everything was done right. Uh, so uh, he is not the evil Satan-like, devil-like being that a lot of media portrayed him to be. This Anubis action figure by the Four Horsemen is actually a lot more impressive than I thought he was going to be. Um, he's got a dark, really dark jackal head with a long snout and pointy ears, and with some like gold eyebrows, and I think there's some gold on his ears. His eyes are blue, and he comes with three heads. you guys are going to see the three head when I do the final slideshow when we show his articulation and stuff like that. But right now I have the angry, I'm going to bite your head off head on him. I like this one because it's, I guess, more expressive to my way of thinking. From the neck down, he is kind of bare, like a bare upper torso and arms, and he has a lot of Egyptian themed clothing all over him. He has like jewelries and gems and this dusty blue red armor pieces on him, and I think the skirt piece is white. Now this skirt is pretty cool. It has bendy wire in there so you can pose it, although it's not a very big skirt, so not much you can do with it anyway. Um, there's a tail in the back. This tail is a bit annoying. I'll say this now. This tail falls off very easily, like it just pops up very easy. It does like they should have made this attach better. And this is one thing that annoyed me about this. Like when you spend $60 buying a figure, it shouldn't have a tail that constantly falling out like that. But as long as you just leave him on the shelf, he's fine. Um, he is primarily built on the 1.0 very old muscular Mythic Legion body, but there's a lot of modification. Like these arms are not the old 1.0 arms. They got armband and bracelet sculpted onto it. I don't remember any Mythic Legion guys having these. And his chest also have these like I don't know, but like armored, like an armored corset, uh, sculpted over his muscular body. So that's definitely new. I don't think that was there ever before. If we look at his legs, even the legs have this kind of fur texture. That's new. I don't think any Mythic Legion leg ever have texture like these. Uh, so even though it kind of look like it's a 1.0 body, there's a lot of new stuff on this that definitely make me feel better about spending $60 to buy him. $60 because, like I said, the entire set was 120, so that's $60 each figure. He stands over 7 inches tall, so he does scale pretty good with other stuff. As far as what's on him, the head obviously is removable. This actually is not that hard to remove the head. Uh, of course, as soon as I say that, there we go. Always warm up your figures, okay, especially with Four Horsemen. So after you take off the head, the shoulder piece come off as well. Now you have a more bare upper torso. The neck, there's actually they give you a second neck in the package. I'm not sure why they did that. Like the second neck to me feel exactly like the neck he has on. So is that in case you break his neck or what? I don't understand it. Um, he has a lot of hand options and stuff like that. Feet option too. You can put animal feet on him or human feet. I like him with the animal feet because that make him uh, stand even taller than if he had the human feet on him. Although with the human feet on him, he is definitely a lot more stable. So, we've been talking about accessories and stuff. Why don't we take a quick stop and look at the slideshow I have for accessories? So this is a $60 action figure, and that is quite expensive, but you do get a lot of accessories with this guy. First, you have these two beautiful backdrops you can use for your action figure display. This booklet detailing every single piece of artifact that come with the figure and how they relate to the mythology of the Egyptian gods. The figure comes with a whole slew of hands options: open hand, clawing hand, fisted hand, grasping hand, you name it, he got it. Well, okay, he doesn't have full clenched fist, but yeah, the rest of them, you name it, he got it. Three head options, two neck options, one pair of human feet, one pair of animal feet, it removable tail, a long staff, it can hold, and an ankh he can hold, an eye of Horus or eye of Ra, I think, on a little pedestal, a big Anubis shrine that is hollow inside, so you can store all those goodies in there. And it also have a little jar or urn with a jackal head on top, and you can even open the lid of this urn to put things inside as well. So it's really nice. You do get a lot for your money with this set. Now, I do want to caution you guys, when you're removing the ankh from the package, be very, very, very careful because it is very delicate. So, best to cut the plastic around it to free it from the packaging. Don't pry it loose because it will break. Also, when you're putting together the Anubis shrine, be sure you don't put any pressure on those skinny legs on the side because those will break as well. I hope that little slideshow was watchable. Blind guy with a camera. So I never know how it turned out. And I tried to insert the voiceover, and I noticed the voiceover recording quality is a little bit rough, but hopefully it's okay. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit further about the accessory. As I mentioned, this ankh that he has in his hand, be very careful when you're getting this out of the tray. This is very delicate, right? I was really scared when I was trying to get this out of his package. I ended up grabbing both sides of the package and really pull it to the side to loosen up the hold on the ankh, and then uh, pull the ankh out very carefully. Uh, the staff shouldn't be that much issue. This long staff he's holding shouldn't be much issue. Um, When I first got him out of the package, I noticed that to his left there was a slot that had nothing in it, and I started to freak out. I thought maybe uh, something was supposed to be there and it was missing, or uh, maybe I dropped it when I pulled everything out of the box, and I was like on the floor crawling around. But no, I checked the other reviews, and apparently I am not missing anything. So I don't know why is there an empty slot in the tray beside him. When you first open the box and pull the tray out, the tray is in two layers. You have Anubis and some of his stuff in on the top layer, and then you take out the bottom layer and all the other knickknacks and hands and feet and head and stuff like that. Um, I also want to talk about why I kind of feel that $60 is not too bad for this, because of this big, big shrine of Anubis. Because this is made up of one, two, three, four pieces. Okay, the statue at the top, the lid at the top, and then the side, and then the base. It's all, you can take it apart. And I love this piece. I love uh, accessories that make a good backdrop and also can double as a storage uh, area. Like everything that comes with him can fit inside this shrine, right? At first, I was thinking the one of the head, statue head wouldn't fit in there because the ear's too big. But then I realized that the bottom of this shrine is wider than the top. So if you turn this upside down and then you fit it in from the bottom, it fits perfectly fine. Okay, so all those hands and other little knickknacks and stuff like that all fit in here. Like we got one of his head, we got the little jar with a jackal head on it. This jar opens as well, by the way. Yeah, you can uncork the top, and I don't know what you would store inside because it's really small, but it's pretty cool that even that jar is functional. So you get a big, ornate display piece that can double as a storage unit, so you don't have to store his body part in a little baggie. That's so cool. Like uh, to me that sort of balances out the action figure itself. Like I feel that this shrine, being how big it is and it's a storage unit, like how intricate it's painted and how well made it is, you if you buy it on its own, it's probably like 15, 20, what, $25 maybe. I mean, you think of the kind of thing that NECA selling you for diorama pieces, like for the Universal Monsters NECA selling, they sell accessory sets on the side, and those accessory sets are like cost almost as much as the figure themselves. So going by that logic, if we take $30 off the $60, that means you get this muscular, buff looking, really cool Anubis for only $30, right? I think when you look at it that way, it's a really, really good deal. Now, unfortunately, it's not all sugar and spice. Not everything's nice. Like I said, the tail falls off very easily. And this figure, because it's built mostly on the 1.0 system, the articulation is not that good. Like back when I first started collecting Mythic Legion Four Horsemen action figures back in 2018, articulations like this was barely tolerable. But okay, they were a new company, or not new company, but it's their new figures, and they have to get their feet under them, get some momentum going. I understand that. But 6 years later, in 2024, we still have a figure that can barely bend his arm at the elbow to 90 degrees, and he can't even get in the two-handed pose or give himself a hug or anything like that. I tried to get him in a kneeling pose earlier, and even that is a lot of problem with this guy. So yeah, great looking figure, great accessories, lots of accessories. Articulation sucks. Okay. Speaking of which, let's wrap this up and look at the last slideshow where I'll talk about articulation and do a quick few size comparison with other Egyptian themed figures. Now, as far as articulation goes, there's nothing really surprising about this figure. It's on the 1.0 Mythic Legion body, which means it's barely good enough, but we won't beat that dead horse. I wish they can at least give these figures double joints on the elbows and knees. But yeah, it's a single jointed elbow, single jointed knee, no butterfly joint. The head is extremely limited by the headdress, but that can be avoided. I do love the pulsing wires in the tail and the skirt, however. Now, because of the large dog head and the tall ears and the dog feet, this figure, even though it's built on the 1.0 body, it is much more taller and imposing than the other 1.0 large Mythic Legion figures. So this god is going to look very cool posing next to almost any other 6 to 7 inch figures. Thank you for checking out today's review. I'll be back again tomorrow for Fitness Friday.